6 lucky numbers to win big and get rich. In second week, May 12, 2025. Buddhist Teachings. What if just 6 powerful numbers, revealed in the second week of May 2025, could shift your financial path not through luck alone, but through ancient Buddhist wisdom and cosmic alignment? These aren't random digits. They're chosen with care, rooted in spiritual teachings, universal timing, and the intention to help you align with abundance, clarity, and peace in the modern world. Here on the Journey of Wisdom, we believe true wealth flows to those who live with mindful purpose. So, if you've been feeling stuck, seeking a sign, or ready to unlock something greater, this might be your moment. In this video, I'll share 6 lucky numbers based on Buddhist insight, plus 1 powerful bonus that many believe attracts not just wealth, but deep inner fulfillment. Before we begin, take a breath. Like this video, subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom, and comment below with an intention. Something like, "I welcome abundance with clarity and peace." Let's step into this energy together. 1. Number 6. Number 6, as we welcome the second week of May, specifically May 12, 2025, carries with it a quiet power that may not dazzle like a lightning strike, but instead flows like a deep river, steady and nourishing. It isn't about chasing lucky breaks or scrambling for a windfall. It's about becoming the kind of person who builds wealth, not just of money, but of meaning. In Buddhist teachings, 6 resonates with the practice of the 6 perfections: generosity, morality, patience, effort, concentration, and wisdom, which serve as timeless principles for inner and outer prosperity. As the Buddha said, "A jug fills drop by drop." The number 6 reminds us that true fortune doesn't erupt suddenly. It accumulates quietly in the form of small, consistent efforts rooted in clear intention and ethical living. In a world that tempts us with speed and spectacle, 6 offers an antidote: the slow, faithful rhythm of a person aligned with purpose. It's the number of the caretaker, the humble builder, those who plant seeds without needing immediate applause. And astrologically, its connection with Saturn calls us to mature, to face reality, shoulder responsibility, and understand that the reward is not just the outcome, but the integrity gained through perseverance. Spiritually, 6 reflects the 6 directions taught in Buddhism: north, south, east, west, above and below, reminding us that we are never acting in isolation. Every choice we make ripples across these directions, touching others in ways we cannot always see. So this week, let number 6 help you return to your center. Trust in the slow work of self-development. Build structures in your life that don't just impress others, but truly support your peace. Whether it's committing to a healthy habit, being more present for loved ones, or simply choosing honesty in a moment of temptation, these are the real signs of abundance. And as the Zen master Dogen once said, "If you can't find the truth right where you are, where else do you expect to find it?" With the guidance of 6, may you walk your path with steadiness, sowing seeds of real wealth, compassion, clarity, and quiet strength that will bless you for years to come. What daily habit might you recommit to this week to build that kind of quiet fortune? 2. Number 7. Now let's gently turn our attention to a number that doesn't push or pull, but simply invites: the number 7. Unlike numbers that dazzle with promises or pressure you into quick action, 7 speaks in whispers. It doesn't race ahead, it walks beside you. In Buddhist thought, 7 is deeply symbolic, a bridge between the noise of the outer world and the stillness of your true self. It is a number that calls for presence, for turning inward, and for reconnecting with what truly matters. Have you ever felt like life was moving too fast, as if every answer had to be found right now? That's where 7 comes in, not as a quick fix, but as a gentle reminder. Pause, breathe, listen. There's an old Zen story about a monk who was always busy, always running around the monastery trying to do everything perfectly. One day his teacher simply handed him a cup of tea and said, "When you drink, just drink." That's the energy of 7, simple, quiet, and profound. It invites you to do one thing with full awareness, to listen to your thoughts without rushing to change them, and to let silence become your teacher. Spiritually, 7 is known as the seeker, the one who isn't fooled by appearances, who asks deeper questions, and who values understanding over surface success. In a time where we're constantly bombarded with messages about getting rich quickly or chasing happiness out there, 7 tells you the opposite. The greatest treasure lies in here, in your heart, your insight, and your clarity. Astrologers associate it with Neptune, the planet of dreams and intuition, showing us that some of the most powerful guidance comes not from logic, but from quiet knowing. As the second week of May unfolds and nature blooms with new life, ask yourself, what part of me have I neglected while trying to keep up with the world? Whether you take a quiet walk, journal your thoughts, or sit in meditation for 5 minutes, slowing down isn't falling behind. It's the first step to truly catching up with yourself. So let this number guide your week. Not with fireworks, but with steady, silent wisdom. What is your inner voice trying to tell you that the noise of the world has drowned out? This week, make space to hear it. Let the number 7 be your guide, not to quick riches, but to lasting clarity, purpose, and peace. In the end, the luckiest thing you can find isn't just a winning number. It's a mind that's clear, a heart that's calm, and a life aligned with your deepest truth. 3. Number 11. Let's talk about the number 11. Yes, just a number at first glance. But when we slow down and see with the heart, we realize it holds something much deeper, especially during the second week of May, around May 12, 2025. Dear listener, have you ever felt a quiet pull inside you, like a whisper that says, "Pay attention"? That's the energy of 11. In many spiritual traditions, including within the lens of Buddhist awareness, 11 isn't just symbolic, it's a reflection of insight, balance, and awakening. It doesn't shout for your attention like the world often does. Instead, it arrives like a temple bell in the distance, subtle, serene, and sacred. It's a number that doesn't speak in noise, but in silence. 11 is often called the messenger, not because it tells the future, but because it reminds you to return to the present, where all wisdom resides. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha teaches, "With our thoughts, we make the world." And in this way, 11 becomes a mirror, showing us not just what's outside, but what's happening within. It invites you to step out of reaction and into reflection. It's the space where you pause and ask, am I following my truth or just following habits? Think about that for a moment. How often are we just reacting without listening? 11 is the doorway to clarity, to peeling back the distractions and seeing your next step not with anxiety, but with awareness. From an astrological view, 11 aligns with Uranus, the planet of sudden insight and awakening, which only deepens its message. This is a time to break free, to shift gently but powerfully, to evolve not through struggle, but through inner harmony. Like lighting a single candle in the dark, one small act of mindfulness can illuminate everything. Take time this week to walk in silence, to sit and breathe without needing answers, to write your thoughts, not to fix yourself but to understand yourself. That's the way 11 works, quietly but profoundly. It doesn't force you to change, it shows you why you're ready. And the real magic? It's not in the number, it's in you. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without, the Buddha reminded us. So let 11 be your companion this week, your silent teacher. And before we move into the next number, I ask you, what quiet truth within you is waiting to be heard? If you've made it this far, you're already opening the door to abundance guided by Buddhist wisdom. Comment below with "Lucky Path" to show you're ready to welcome these 6 powerful numbers into your life. Don't miss what's coming next. Stay until the end to discover the deeper meaning behind these lucky numbers and how they can guide you toward wealth and well-being this second week of May. 4. Number 37. Number 37 isn't just a figure. It's a spiritual signal that life is quietly shifting beneath the surface. And as we enter the second week of May, beginning May 12th, 2025, this number appears like a gentle yet urgent whisper from the universe, calling you to awaken from within. You may be living a life that on the outside looks stable, work, family, routine, but inside there's a quiet unease, like wearing a jacket that no longer fits. This feeling is not fear, it's the soul's longing to grow. As the Buddha once said, just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again. When you see the number 37, it's not here to pat you on the back. It's here to challenge you to step beyond comfort and into truth. Think about the areas in your life where you feel stagnant or unseen. Are you honoring your true self or simply moving through the motions? Buddhism teaches that the middle path isn't passive, it's mindful, it's brave, and it's deeply personal. Number 37 appears when your inner world is ready to evolve, when you're being called not to change the world, but to change your relationship with yourself. And here's where modern life often distracts us. Waiting for the right time, seeking perfect clarity before taking action. But in truth, the trouble is you think you have time, as the Buddha wisely warned. So, if you're waiting to feel ready, understand this: readiness follows movement, not the other way around. This week, let the message of 37 stir you to ask, what truth have I been avoiding? And, more importantly, what new beginning have I secretly been longing for? Write it down, sit with it. Even a small act of honesty with yourself can break open a new path. In a world that values noise and speed, be the one who pauses, reflects, and chooses deliberately. Number 37 is your cosmic nudge. It won't give you a guarantee, but it will gift you the strength to stop living half-truths. Trust this moment. Trust that silent yearning inside. It's not random. It's the sound of your deeper self returning home. Are you willing to meet it? 5. Number 26. Let's pause and take a closer look at the number 26, not just as digits on a page or a fleeting moment on a clock, but as a quiet messenger with deeper meaning for those who are truly paying attention. In the rhythm of life, where everything can feel rushed or chaotic, certain numbers rise to the surface not as coincidences, but as gentle nudges from the universe. 26 is one of those numbers. It doesn't shout, but it speaks clearly if your heart is open. You might see it on a bill, a license plate, or a room key, and wonder why it keeps appearing. In Buddhist-inspired wisdom, this is not just randomness. It's a signal, a call to reflect and ask, am I moving in harmony with my true path? You see, 2 is the number of cooperation, intuition, and peaceful connection. 6 is the number of care, responsibility, and grounded compassion. Together, 26 encourages us to grow mindfully, balancing our inner peace with the demands of life. As we approach the second week of May 2025, a time rich with spiritual energy, the number 26 reminds us you don't need to exhaust yourself chasing success. True abundance flows when your actions are rooted in purpose, not ego or fear, but your higher self. This kind of success isn't loud or flashy, it's steady, mature, and deeply fulfilling. Ancient wisdom keepers and mystics like Baba Vanga saw numbers like 26 as energetic doors, opportunities to step away from limiting patterns and into new, intentional ways of being. It's the number that supports transformation without regret, progress without pressure. So ask yourself, are you chasing goals just to keep up? Or are you choosing goals that actually light up your spirit? That question alone can change your direction. Let 26 guide you to success that aligns with who you truly are, not who the world wants you to be. And as you tune into that alignment, remember this: the greatest wealth is not in what you gain, but in the peace you keep while gaining it. What kind of success would truly nourish your soul right now? Let that be your guide this week. 6. Number 35. Close your eyes for just a moment and feel the quiet stir of something meaningful moving through your life. Not loud, not rushed, but steady, calm, and full of purpose. That's the energy behind the number 35. Especially as we approach the second week of May, starting May 12th, 2025. You might wonder, what's so special about a number like 35? On the surface, it might look ordinary, but when we look deeper, through the lens of Buddhist wisdom and ancient insight, it reveals itself as something more. A number carrying the rhythm of growth, the pulse of intention, and the harmony of inner clarity. 35 doesn't bring luck in the way flashing lights or lottery tickets promise. It brings alignment between your heart, your thoughts, and your next step in life. In Buddhism, we often say that real transformation doesn't come by force. It comes when we walk in sync with the truth within us. That's what 35 is about. A reminder that true change happens not when you chase the world, but when you return to yourself. Interestingly, sages like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga saw this number as a gateway, an inner opening to higher awareness and deeper intuition. They taught that in times of confusion or transition, this number doesn't solve your problems for you. It awakens your ability to trust yourself. So I ask you now, What part of your life is quietly asking to be seen, healed, or reimagined? Is there a part of you that's ready to believe in small, sacred steps towards something better? In this second week of May, as the energies around 35 grow stronger, don't be surprised if unexpected guidance shows up. A kind word from a stranger, a message in a dream, a sudden sense of peace in the middle of stress. These aren't random. These are signs that you're being supported. Whether it's your finances, your purpose, or just the desire to feel more whole, this number whispers, you're not stuck. You're shifting. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to say yes to the next clear, kind step. So, are you willing to move with faith, not fear? Are you open to letting 35 remind you that growth doesn't have to be loud to be real? Let's walk forward together, slowly but surely, trusting that what is meant for us will rise with grace. Thank you for being with us in today's video on the 6 lucky numbers to win big in the second week of May 2025. Rooted in Buddhist wisdom and intention, I truly appreciate your presence in our growing community of seekers and dreamers. If today's message resonated with you, I invite you to share your thoughts or personal hopes in the comments. If you're new here, just type, "I am a seeker." And if you've been walking this path with us for a while, feel free to say, "I am grounded." Your voice inspires us to keep sharing wisdom and light. Let's continue this journey together. May good fortune meet good intentions. 6, number 35. Close your eyes for just a moment and feel the quiet stir of something meaningful moving through your life. Not loud, not rushed, but steady, calm, and full of purpose. That's the energy behind the number 35, especially as we approach the second week of May, starting May 12th, 2025. You might wonder, what's so special about a number like 35? On the surface, it might look ordinary, but when we look deeper, through the lens of Buddhist wisdom and ancient insight, it reveals itself as something more. A number carrying the rhythm of growth, the pulse of intention, and the harmony of inner clarity. 35 doesn't bring luck in the way flashing lights or lottery tickets promise. It brings alignment between your heart, your thoughts, and your next step in life. In Buddhism, we often say that real transformation doesn't come by force. It comes when we walk in sync with the truth within us. That's what 35 is about. A reminder that true change happens not when you chase the world, but when you return to yourself. Interestingly, sages like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga saw this number as a gateway, an inner opening to higher awareness and deeper intuition. They taught that in times of confusion or transition, this number doesn't solve your problems for you. It awakens your ability to trust yourself. So I ask you now, what part of your life is quietly asking to be seen, healed, or reimagined? Is there a part of you that's ready to believe in small, sacred steps toward something better? In this second week of May, as the energies around 35 grow stronger, don't be surprised if unexpected guidance shows up. A kind word from a stranger, a message in a dream, a sudden sense of peace in the middle of stress. These aren't random. These are signs that you're being supported. Whether it's your finances, your purpose, or just the desire to feel more whole, this number whispers, you're not stuck. You're shifting. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to say yes to the next clear, kind step. So, are you willing to move with faith, not fear? Are you open to letting 35 remind you that growth doesn't have to be loud to be real? Let's walk forward together, slowly but surely, trusting that what is meant for us will rise with grace. Thank you for being with us in today's video on the 6 lucky numbers to win big in the second week of May 2025, rooted in Buddhist wisdom and intention. I truly appreciate your presence in our growing community of seekers and dreamers. If today's message resonated with you, I invite you to share your thoughts or personal hopes in the comments. If you're new here, just type, "I am a seeker." And if you've been walking this path with us for a while, feel free to say, "I am grounded." Your voice inspires us to keep sharing wisdom and light. Let's continue this journey together. May good fortune meet good intentions. 7 Buddhist methods to attract wealth and good luck into your life. In a world that often confuses wealth with mere material gain, Buddhist teachings offer a deeper, more sustainable path, where true prosperity flows from inner clarity, mindful action, and spiritual alignment. These 7 methods are not just practices, they are timeless principles rooted in compassion, generosity, and karmic balance. If you're ready to welcome both external fortune and internal abundance, these teachings will guide you. Number 1. Practice generosity, dana. One of the most profound yet simple teachings of the Buddha on attracting wealth and good fortune begins with the practice of dana, or generosity. Not just as a moral act, but as a spiritual key that unlocks the flow of abundance. In our modern lives, where financial stress and a sense of lack often weigh heavily, we may forget that true wealth isn't about hoarding or holding tightly to what we have. Instead, it's about allowing energy to move through us, like water that nourishes wherever it flows. Generosity, in this sense, is a sacred circulation. When we give, whether it's our money, our time, a meal, a smile, or even a word of encouragement, we shift the energy from stagnation to movement, from fear to trust. As the Buddha said, "If beings knew, as I know, the result of giving and sharing, they would not eat without having given." This isn't simply poetic, it's practical. Generosity aligns us with the law of interdependence. It reminds us that we are never truly separate from others, and when we support others, we indirectly nourish our own well-being. In daily life, this teaching shows up in the smallest moments: buying coffee for someone who's had a rough day, donating to a cause without expecting recognition, or taking the time to really listen when someone needs to talk. The key is to give with an open heart, without expecting anything in return. And yet, paradoxically, it is often from these acts of selfless giving that blessings start to flow. New opportunities, deeper relationships, and even unexpected financial improvements. The universe responds not to how much we give, but the intention behind it. As the Dalai Lama wisely shared, generosity is the most natural outward expression of an inner attitude of compassion and loving kindness. So even if your bank account isn't overflowing, your heart still can be. And from that place, you'll find you already possess more than enough to share. In a world that constantly urges us to accumulate more, generosity is a quiet but powerful rebellion. One that says, "I have enough, and because I have enough, I can give." This mindset doesn't just change our relationship with money, it transforms our relationship with life itself. When you practice generosity regularly, you begin to notice how your own life starts to open up. Perhaps not always in the ways you expect, but in ways that are deeply meaningful. You start to trust the ebb and flow, knowing that as you give, life gives back. And this is the heart of dana, not just a spiritual duty, but a path to real prosperity. Let this remind you, wealth isn't what we keep, but what we release with love. Number 2, cultivate right intention. The second step on the path to attracting wealth and good fortune through Buddhist wisdom is to cultivate right intention. In simple terms, this means checking in with yourself about why you want to be wealthy in the first place. In the Dharma, we are reminded that wealth born from greed brings restlessness. Wealth born from right intention brings peace. When we chase money purely out of fear, ego, or the need to prove our worth, it rarely brings lasting satisfaction. It may fill our pockets for a time, but it often empties our hearts. On the other hand, when wealth arises from a sincere desire to care for ourselves and others, it brings with it a sense of peace, stability, and deeper meaning. This is the kind of abundance that doesn't just change our bank balance, it transforms our lives and the lives of those around us. So take a moment and ask yourself honestly, is my desire for wealth rooted in fear or in the wish to uplift lives? This question isn't meant to make you feel guilty or judged, but to help you become more mindful. If your goals are driven by anxiety or a sense of lack, try shifting your mindset. Begin by imagining what good you could do if you had more resources. Could you support your family more fully, donate to causes that matter, or create something that brings value to your community? Wealth with a purpose is powerful. It becomes a tool for healing, not harm. Right intention doesn't mean you give up all ambition or stop striving. It means you align your efforts with your values. You can still work hard, dream big, and seek financial success, but let your path be guided by kindness, honesty, and the intention to serve. When your intentions are pure, even small gains bring joy, and when you use your wealth to benefit others, it multiplies, not just in material form, but in the form of happiness, trust, and respect. People are drawn to those who act with sincerity and integrity, and this in itself attracts more opportunities. Just as a tree rooted in rich soil grows strong and generous with its shade and fruit, your actions rooted in right intention will naturally lead to abundance that is sustainable and fulfilling. So, as you walk your financial journey, ask yourself again and again, who am I becoming as I pursue wealth? What kind of impact do I want to leave behind? Let this be your takeaway. Wealth without wisdom can become a burden, but wealth guided by right intention becomes a blessing. Align your heart before you chase success. Choose purpose over pressure, contribution over competition. When your inner compass points toward compassion, the outer world begins to open its doors in unexpected and beautiful ways. What kind of world do you want to help create with the wealth you receive? Number 3. Develop a clear mind, Panna. Let me take a deep breath with you right now and invite you to gently turn your attention inward, because this next method is not just about wealth or luck, but about the wisdom that guides everything in life. The third Buddhist method to attract wealth and good fortune is to develop a clear mind, known in Pali as Panya, or wisdom. And what does a clear mind really mean? It's the kind of mind that isn't clouded by fear, greed, or confusion. It's a mind that sees things as they are, not as we wish them to be. When your mind is clear, your decisions become grounded and strong. Like a mountain unmoved by storms, you begin to act not from impulse, but from insight. Buddhist practice, especially through meditation and mindfulness, is a gentle training in this clarity. The Buddha taught, just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. That spiritual life begins in the stillness of your own awareness. And as you train your awareness, pausing before spending, breathing before reacting, watching your thoughts instead of obeying them, you begin to make space for wiser choices. Have you ever made a decision in haste and regretted it later? We all have. That's what happens when the mind is cluttered. But a trained mind becomes your best ally. You start to notice which opportunities feel aligned with your values and which ones are merely distractions. And with that clarity, you begin to naturally attract the kind of energy, people, and financial opportunities that resonate with your path, not because of magic, but because you're no longer wasting your energy on confusion or chaos. As the Dhammapada says, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts. It is made up of our thoughts. So I ask you, what are you feeding your mind today? What kinds of thoughts are you choosing to believe, and are they helping you become the person you want to be? In my own journey, I've seen again and again that a clear mind is like a magnet for abundance, not just in wealth but in peace, confidence and trust in oneself. So let's continue walking this path together, quieting the noise, listening deeply, and letting wisdom guide the way. If you're still with us, that means your heart is open to change and your mind is ready to grow. Drop "open to abundance" in the comments to commit to walking this mindful path toward success. The final insights might be exactly what your journey has been waiting for. Don't miss them. Number 4. Respect the law of karma. Respecting the law of karma is not just a spiritual concept. It's a practical foundation for building a life of genuine prosperity and lasting good fortune. In Buddhism, karma simply means action and its results. Every thought, word, and deed we engage in is like planting a seed in the soil of life. If we plant seeds of dishonesty, envy, or laziness, we shouldn't be surprised when the harvest brings weeds, obstacles, misfortune, or fleeting wealth that brings no peace. On the other hand, when we cultivate actions rooted in honesty, patience, diligence, and compassion, we plant the kind of seeds that grow into strong, healthy trees, offering shade, fruit, and support not only for ourselves, but for others around us. As the Dhammapada teaches, if a man speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves. This principle holds especially true when it comes to money and success in modern life, where short-term gain is often prioritized over long-term integrity. Practicing right livelihood, one of the steps on the Noble Eightfold Path, means earning a living in a way that does not cause harm to others, that aligns with truthfulness, and that contributes positively to the world. It reminds us that wealth is not only about how much money we have, but about the peace of mind that comes with knowing we obtained it without harming others, and that we used it wisely. In today's fast-paced society, it's easy to be tempted by shortcuts or to compare our journey with others, especially when social media constantly broadcasts curated success. But here lies the wisdom. Karma does not operate on the clock of the world. It unfolds naturally, sometimes quietly. As Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh said, "There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way." So instead of chasing luck or waiting for prosperity to knock, we live as if it's already here. By embodying integrity, generosity, and mindful effort in all we do, luck then becomes less of a mystery and more of a reflection of how we move through life. If we wish to attract abundance, we begin by being abundant in goodness. Wealth created with clean hands and a compassionate heart becomes a blessing not just for us, but for everyone we touch. Therefore, honoring karma is not superstition. It is a conscious and empowered way of living, where each moment is a chance to shape a future of peace, stability, and meaningful success. Number 5. Honor auspicious symbols and numbers. In many Buddhist traditions, certain symbols and numbers are believed to carry powerful energy that can support your journey toward a more prosperous, balanced life. These are not magic charms, but meaningful reminders that help you stay aligned with the values that naturally attract wealth. Not just material riches, but also richness in health, relationships, peace of mind, and good karma. One such symbol is the endless knot, representing the interconnectedness of all things. When you place it in your living space, it can serve as a daily reminder that the causes you create through your thoughts, speech, and actions are deeply connected to the results you experience. Another powerful symbol is the lotus flower, which grows in muddy water, yet blossoms beautifully on the surface. The lotus teaches us that even in the midst of life's challenges, we have the ability to rise above and remain pure, calm, and clear. Keeping this symbol in view can help you remember that your true value comes from within, not from circumstances outside of you. In addition to symbols, numbers also play a role in Buddhist-inspired cultures when it comes to attracting good fortune. The number 8 is widely recognized as a symbol of abundance and wealth, particularly in East Asian traditions. Why? Because in Chinese, the word for 8 sounds similar to the word for prosperity. Likewise, the number 6 is considered lucky, often connected with smooth progress and blessings. Incorporating these numbers, whether in your phone number, address, or even the way you arrange items, can be a mindful practice, not because the numbers themselves bring luck, but because they help you stay aware and intentional about your path. When you choose to display these symbols or use these numbers with respect and mindfulness, you're creating an environment that reflects your deeper intentions and values. It's not superstition, it's a way of aligning your outer world with your inner aspirations. So ask yourself, what symbols or reminders are you surrounding yourself with every day? Are they helping you stay focused on what truly matters, or are they just filling space? By honoring symbols that carry deep spiritual meaning, you're not only beautifying your surroundings, you're reinforcing a mindset of clarity, abundance, and purpose. The lesson here is simple, yet powerful. What you place in your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your life. When you honor symbols and numbers with awareness, you step into harmony with the deeper rhythms of the universe. Choose reminders that keep you grounded, inspired, and aligned with your highest intentions. Number 6. Practice contentment and gratitude. Let me share something with you that might gently shift the way you see wealth. Something rooted deep in Buddhist wisdom. One of the most powerful, yet often overlooked methods for attracting true abundance and good fortune is the practice of contentment and gratitude. Now, I know that in today's world, we're constantly being told to chase more success, more money, more status. But here's the thing, from a Buddhist perspective, real wealth doesn't begin with having more, it begins with appreciating what you already have. And that's not just a feel-good quote, it's a transformative truth. When you begin to notice and give thanks for even the smallest things in your life, like a warm cup of tea, a kind word from a friend, or a peaceful moment in your day, something starts to shift inside you. Your heart opens and your energy softens. You stop radiating lack and start shining with quiet abundance. Gratitude creates a powerful inner magnet, not for greed or material gain, but for harmony, clarity, and opportunities that align with your true values. You see, contentment doesn't mean giving up on growth or dreams. It simply means you're no longer driven by emptiness. Instead, you're moved by purpose. When you're content, your ambitions become more focused, more ethical, and more fulfilling. You begin to attract not just wealth, but the kind of wealth that nourishes the soul, not just the bank account. And isn't that the kind of wealth we all secretly long for? Wealth that brings peace, not pressure. Luck that feels earned, not random. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you paused and sincerely gave thanks for what's already in your life? Not as a routine, but as a genuine moment of recognition. The more you do that, the more you'll notice the universe responding in quiet, beautiful ways. In my own life, I've seen how a shift toward gratitude brought unexpected blessings. A helping hand when I needed it. A solution just when I was about to give up. Even a sense of calm in situations that used to stress me out. It's as if gratitude is a bridge between your heart and the natural flow of life. So as you reflect on your own journey, consider this. Are you measuring wealth by what's missing, or by what's already present and precious? That question alone might lead you to a deeper kind of luck than anything money can buy. What do you think? Could the path to abundance begin not by running after more, but by standing still and opening your heart to what's already here? Number 7. Chant wealth-affirming mantras. Chanting wealth-affirming mantras like Om Vasudhari Svaha is not about casting a magical spell, but rather about nurturing the inner conditions that allow prosperity to grow. In Buddhism, mantras are sacred sounds or phrases that help quiet the mind, bring clarity, and align our inner world with our intentions. When we chant a mantra for abundance, we are training our thoughts and emotions to flow toward openness, generosity, and confidence, qualities that naturally attract good fortune. Think of your mind as a garden. If you water it daily with the right thoughts and energy, it becomes fertile ground for success. In today's fast-paced world, where stress and anxiety often cloud our thinking, taking even a few minutes to recite a mantra can act as a spiritual reset, guiding your focus away from fear and scarcity and toward trust and gratitude. The mantra Om Vasudhara Svaha invokes Vasudhara, the Buddhist goddess of wealth and spiritual richness. Not just financial wealth, but a richness of heart, relationships, health, and wisdom. When chanted with sincerity, this sound vibration helps us develop a mindset that is both grounded and abundant. But for the mantra to truly work, it must be accompanied by mindfulness in daily life. Actions like giving generously, spending wisely, and approaching your work with honesty and heart. As you make chanting a habit, perhaps in the morning before starting your day or in the evening to unwind, you may notice a subtle shift, a calmer mind, a more hopeful heart, and doors opening in unexpected ways. This is not superstition, it's the natural effect of tuning yourself into a state of gratitude and readiness. In a world full of distractions, chanting becomes an anchor, a moment to pause, breathe, and remind yourself that abundance begins within. So stay consistent, be present, and let your voice carry your intention into the flow. Are you currently practicing any daily rituals to support your well-being? And there you have it. 6 powerful numbers for the second week of May 2025, each carrying not just the energy of luck, but the deeper wisdom of alignment, mindfulness, and inner wealth. Remember, true fortune begins within. Let these numbers be gentle reminders, not to chase riches blindly, but to walk your path with clarity, purpose, and compassion. If today's video inspired you or offered a moment of reflection, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. And be sure to turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming teachings, stories, and spiritual insights. Thank you for walking this path with me. May abundance flow to you, not just in what you receive, but in how you live.